You know what they say, communication is key. But sometimes it's not just always about what you should do in a relationship, but also about the things that you should not do, especially during the crucial times of a relationship, which is the talking stages. So grab your notebook, grab a drink if you will, and let's get ready on how to avoid those relationship pitfalls. And by the way, if it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Lucy Brown. I surely do hope that you enjoy this video. To my returning family, welcome. I appreciate all of you so much. Please do make sure that you like the video before you continue to like it. Remember, liking the video just basically helps YouTube to recommend this video to a larger audience. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this video. This is usually the type of content that I do. And yeah, point number 1, assume exclusivity. Do not, and I repeat, do not assume that you are in an exclusive relationship with this person unless there has been an in-depth conversation around you and this person being exclusive with one another. Unless a person comes up to you and says they want to be exclusive with you and they actually explain their definition of what it means to be exclusive and you actually agree, do not assume that you are exclusive or that you're in a relationship with the person. It does not matter even if this person is doing girlfriend duties, or even if this guy is doing boyfriend duties or wifely duties or husband duties, or whatever you guys are basically doing with one another or doing for one another, unless the person has had the conversation with you and you've actually agreed to what they're actually saying, do not assume that you are exclusive with the person. Point number 2, pressure for commitment. And it's actually so weird coming to think about it. Back in the days, and I say this with humility, I'm not trying to make myself old or mature or trying to sound mature, but back in the era that I grew up in, if I may say so, it was usually women chasing guys to be committed to them. But these days, it's almost as if it's the other way around, where it's almost as if guys are actually pursuing and pressurizing women to actually be in a committed relationship with them. And it's weird, but I guess, times change. Pushing for commitment without readiness from both parties can lead to mismatched expectations. I genuinely think during the talking stages, that is really your ticket and your time to get to know the person. The last thing you want to do is pressurize a person into getting into a relationship with you because you feel as if the talking stage is kind of prolonged. If you kind of have a time frame to say that I'm not going to speak to a person or be in that limbering stage or be in that talking stage for maybe 6 months, you feel as if it's too long for you, then cut communications with the person, or at least before you cut communications with the person, have a conversation with the person and tell the person, that I actually like the qualities that you possess and I'm really interested in you, but I noticed that you're actually not making any moves. Like, where are you at? Are you interested in a relationship? Are you not? Or just basically have the conversation with the person to see where they're at. But personally, for me, I just feel like a talking stage should not be prolonged. Like, a talking stage should at least be an indicator of whether this person possesses the qualities that you desire in order for you to move to the next stage, which is a relationship. I'm not saying marriage, just a relationship or commitment, right? But I mean, when you're in a relationship, you should be thinking marriage. So I guess, yeah. But for me personally, I actually did have a time frame, and I would actually advise people to have a time frame. I don't think it's okay to just, go with the flow, where as a person just enjoys your company or just enjoys having you around but has no intentions of actually being in a committed relationship with you. Just know what you want, be able to communicate that clearly, and if the person cannot give you a clear answer of what they want, I think that is a clear indication to just cut this talking stage. Cut it off. Don't leave the door open so that when the person is ready to talk, or when the person feels bored, or when you feel bored, you can text the person and all of those things. That right there is just a recipe for disaster. So just cut it off. Once you notice, and if you notice that this person is just not on the same level with you concerning moving your relationship or moving beyond the talking stage, cut the relationship, cut communication, delete the numbers, according to me. Point number 3, sharing too much too soon. The last thing you want is for a person to walk out of your life and you feel as if they kind of leaving with a part of you because you just share too much information with the person. I mean, there should be boundaries in terms of what you share with the person, especially during talking stages. I know during talking stages, like at times it can be like so comfy, you can feel like this person truly gets me, and you just want to get to a place where you can feel comfortable enough to share some things that are truly on your heart. But especially for my people who overshare, like just be cognizant during the talking stage. Don't overshare too soon. There's a time for everything, and I think during the talking stages you just want, obviously you don't want to seem as if you're a shallow person by sharing just surface level or having surface level type of conversations. You should be able to get into, much more serious or heavy conversations. I guess that's a thing for people. It is actually a thing. But I think there's just certain aspects of your life that you want to keep personal up until you are kind of exclusive with the person. And whilst I know that exclusivity does not necessarily mean that you're going to end up with the person, or does not guarantee that the person, is going to be for you and not break up with you and go and share your news, or share your business to every second person that they can meet. But I just think that there's a level of maturity with knowing when to share certain information. So you just want to make sure that you do not overshare personal things about yourself, stuff that you know very well you're uncomfortable with just a stranger knowing about you, because at the end of the day, if it does not work out, that person is going to turn right back into a stranger. Point number 4, ignoring red flags. Pay attention to any red flags that may arise or any areas of concern. During the talking stages, the key thing is truly to be open and ask as many questions as you can. It's unlike when you are already in a relationship, and that's why I feel like during the talking stages, just have a mindset that this person is not yours yet. And when you have that type of mindset, I think you don't have some sort of an obligation to want to bypass certain things. Unlike when you're in a relationship, you're like, I'm in a relationship, not everyone is perfect. There's certain things that, I can or I should bypass because I'm already in a relationship. And whilst that should not be like reason enough to be in a toxic relationship or a relationship that does not serve you, I just think it's way harder to bypass a lot of things when you're in a state of knowing that this person is yours in a sense, and that you're exclusive with the person. Unlike when you're in a place where you're just getting to know the person and seeing if you guys are truly compatible with one another. So you truly want to be open, have open conversations with them. Any areas of concern, ask questions. I mean, that is the one time you should not be afraid to ask any questions or to confront any things that, seem as if they just sketchy, or things that just seem as if they're not adding up. And this is one of the things I feel I wish I did more in my dating years. I wish that I did not ignore red flags, because sometimes I just kind of felt like it was rude for me to ask certain things. Like, for instance, if you notice a person is out drinking, for instance, each and every weekend, for me, that might be an indicator that the person might be a little loose when it comes to their finances. And this is not true for everyone, because remember, some people do budget for entertainment, right? But that is an indication for you to actually have open discussion with the person, because it is a potential red flag for you. And maybe the person can clarify, that no, I actually budget for these type of things. But during the talking stage, intentions. If you see a red flag or an area of concern, address it openly. If the person is not giving you enough reason, or their reasoning is just not convincing you enough, just cut it off right there and then. Point number 5, make assumptions. Do not assume the other person's feelings and intentions. Have open conversations. And I think this point links to a couple of the previous points that I mentioned. But at times I feel like we kind of assume that a person is into us, whereas they have not communicated clearly about their feelings for us, and we assume, oh, okay, because you're taking me out every week, that means you're into me, or oh, okay, because you're calling me every day, that means you've got good intentions towards me. Don't assume a person's feelings, don't assume where they're at, don't assume their intentions for you. Rather ask them, what are your feelings towards me? And I know this one can be, quite difficult, because people today are just so full of, I don't know if I should say full of games, because sometimes you can ask a person about their feelings and intentions and they give you the answer that you want to hear. They give you the answer that you want to hear so that they can keep you around for however long they need you to be around. And so maybe it does speak to the fact that whatever the person says should match their actions. Whatever they say their intentions are towards you and their feelings are towards you, their actions should actually match that. It should not just be talk, whereas the person's like, I actually have feelings for you and I actually do potentially see a future with you. Yet this person goes 5 days without texting you. Yet this person goes days without responding to your text. Yet this person says that they want something with you. Communicate openly and give it some time. Time is a great teller of people's characters and people's intentions. And the bonus point, do not play mind games. There's actually this TikTok video that I actually saw where this girl was actually saying that she was actually talking to this guy, and they were quite interested in one another, and she decided to play mind games. She decided to play mind games and she decided to play hard to get so that, she could make herself much more desirable. And then the guy stopped speaking to her, and eventually when she got back to the guy and she was like, but dude, you haven't been contacting me, you haven't been chasing me for quite a while, what's going on? And she was like, while she was on the phone with the guy, she could hear there was so much of background noise, only to find that the guy was getting married. And she was like gents, what's up, you guys? Aren't you guys, chasing after us anymore? And I found that quite funny, but it's to say that we're tired. People are tired, and people just don't have time. I think maybe it depends on your age, but I found that people just don't have time for mind games. If you're truly into the person, show them that you are into them, or tell them that you are into them. Gone are those days where you needed to, make a guy chase you for years. And that's so ironic, because that's the same thing that happened with my husband and I. But I do think you should be clear and tell the person, you know what, I actually like you and I am into you, and I would like us to get to know each other more. Just tell the person, or at least tell the person that, I'm interested in you, but I'd like us to get to know one another more. Maybe during that time where you guys are getting to know one another, you'd be convinced of the person's character, convinced of the person's qualities, in order for you to make a step to then agree to be in a relationship with them. Because for some people, I guess the reason why they keep guys chasing after them, because they sometimes feel as if you say yes to a person from the get-go, then the person is not going to value you, or the person is just that the person's not going to value you, or that if a guy is truly serious in you and he does have good intentions towards you, he'd actually be willing to wait around and to pursue you. And I guess people are different. I guess I understand both sides of the coins. I see the benefits of, prolonging certain things. I see the benefits of that. And then on the flip side of the coin, I'm just but if a person was not meant for you, or if a person's not a good person, they can pursue you for years and then you'd still find out, their true character. A person can pursue you for a very long time and still not have good intentions towards you. A person can pursue you for a very long time just to prove a point to people, or just that they like the idea of being with a person like you, but not that they genuinely have good intentions with you or for you. But the point being, be straightforward and avoid mind games. I don't know if it's just me, I just feel like some people's talking stages last longer than when they actually move to the next step of being in a relationship. And that should be an indicator that, like dating these days is, it can be something else. But anyway, please do make sure that you leave a comment down below and tell me what did you think of this video. If you have not subscribed by now, please do make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below. We are on our road to 300 subscribers, so please do make sure that you help me reach that milestone. Remember, subscribing is absolutely for free of charge. If you have not liked the video by now, please do make sure that you give the video a massive thumbs up. Remember, liking the video just basically helps YouTube to recommend this video to a larger audience. You are more than welcome to actually share this video with that one friend, or with a person that you think this video might be beneficial to them or for them, or even that person who forever prolongs talking stages because they don't want to commit to anybody. Share it with that person, and please remind them to stop wasting people's time, because ain't nobody got time for that. Well guys, thank you so much for your time and your love, and I'll see you on the next one.